Pochettino handles players. I've watched an interview where somebody was talking about it, and he has like a personal emotional relationship with each and every player, just so that he can get them performing the best they can. Fulham's goals conceded this season is almost the same as Man City's goal difference. So that's pretty crazy.
I think Arsenal's one player away from. I've said this a lot. Arsenal's one player away from.
Very shocking.
Okay, no, wait. I'd say 2 players away from being a title contender. Yeah.
And Davinson Sanchez is actually pretty good as well. He's very fast. You see this insight.
Who do you guys have to win the league? Hey guys, welcome to the Fergie Time podcast. I'm your host, Aiden Ferguson, and today we have a bunch of guests on. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Oliver.
Graham.
Taiyo.
And today we're going to be talking about our Premier League top 4 predictions, transfer news, and then the top managers in the Premier League. So let's just jump into the top 4 predictions. Right now I'm going to read off the standings to you guys with some statistics and let me know what you guys think. So we have, coming into this match, we have Liverpool on 60 points, Man City on 56 points in second, Tottenham on 51 points in third, Chelsea on 47 points in fourth, Arsenal on 44 points in fifth, and then United on 44 points in sixth. Those are like the big 6 teams right now, and I think everyone else is really far behind. Ignore Graham drinking water, guys. He has an issue. He's probably gonna have to use the bathroom halfway through. Excuse him. He has a condition. So who wants to start off with the standings right now and what you guys saw from the past weekend?
So this is like after everyone's played today?
Yeah, this is after everyone's played today. I'd say this is the big 6 who tend to be contenders every year. Yeah. And obviously, I think number 1 and number 2 is a race between City and Liverpool. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah. And then I would say 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th are completely open from the other 4 teams. If you look at their schedules, I was looking at them. You have the big 6 matchups, so I call these 6 teams the big 6. Mm-hmm. Liverpool has 3 matches against these teams. Man City has 4, Tottenham has 4, Chelsea has 4, Arsenal has 3, and United has 4. So they're all going to have to probably play each other a couple more times. I think the interesting thing, though, is you can see as the standings fluctuate, you can see the difference in goal differential. So yeah. Liverpool and City have scored a
huge goal difference.
Yeah, huge goal difference. Right. Whereas United, obviously, they have had a little change recently, and they're looking really good, but their goal difference is pretty shit. So, Graham, you want to get us started?
Yeah, something about that goal difference really quickly. Fulham's goals conceded this season is almost the same as Man City's goal difference. So that's pretty crazy.
Graham's always blowing up. Yes.
I think that the top 4 stays pretty much the same it is now if Spurs doesn't lose Harry Kane until March.
He is out till March.
Yeah, but he is gone till March. So I think that United has some momentum. So I think we see them coming into the top 4.
Yeah, I agree.
At least 4th. And then Spurs will probably drop out, maybe even 5th or so.
Really?
Because if they have any of the games against other top 6 teams while Harry Kane and Son are missing, then those are not looking like likelies to win.
And potentially Dele too after today.
Yeah, right, after his hamstring.
I think there's this interesting thing that I was looking at because I saw Kane till March, and immediately I thought, oh, Spurs is going to be shite probably for a little while.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't.
But they don't play these big 6, these top 6 teams until February 27th. Right, so he may not actually miss that important of a match.
Heung-min Son is back early February. And the first big game they have before Harry Kane is set to be back is Chelsea in February.
Yeah. And if Chelsea play like they did against Arsenal, they're finishing 6th.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was really surprising. I thought Arsenal had no momentum coming into that game, and they got absolutely...
Arsenal needed to win, and they came
destroyed.
straight out the game.
Yeah,
first 15 minutes were all Arsenal.
Chelsea was terrible. They've been playing so well this season. I had them, I think at the beginning of the season, I had them being my number 3. But after that game, that brings up a lot of questions. And it's kind of, I feel like Chelsea kind of go as Hazard goes, so his inconsistency kind of goes with them.
Lacking goals for a while now.
But also playing out of position. And they were talking about bringing in Higuain, which I don't know how much that will.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that a little more later. But, yeah, that would be an interesting move. But he hasn't played all season for Milan, so that would be...
I don't know if he's the answer to the questions.
So, I guess, who do you guys have to win the league
Liverpool.
right now? Liverpool or City or anyone else?
Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Whoever I'm watching play, they're both so convincing. It's hard to split the two. And City got the better of them in the first game between the two. So head to head, I pick City.
Yeah, I think, man, I'm going to go with City too. Just because City already had, I feel like, a little rough patch in their season where they lost. I think they dropped points 2-3 straight weekends in a row.
3 out of 4, I think, yeah.
And then Liverpool had a really they played well. I think Liverpool though they have a match against United coming up, and United's playing really well. And then it's only 4-point spread right now. So I think City has kind of got themselves back into it by beating Liverpool. And I would say that City is just. They've been there and they've done it before, whereas I don't always feel so confident with Klopp and Liverpool. And also there's certain players in the Liverpool team where I think I'm not really sure, I'm not really convinced about them, as in, Henderson, Milner. They're good players, but I don't know if they're that kind of quality that it takes to beat a City team in the Premier League standings.
That's a fair point. With Fabinho coming in, though, and getting consistently more and more Premier League up to speed in the Premier League, I think that he's proving to be a really valuable player in their center midfield because of what he brings them in terms of composure, but also going forward with his passing is really good.
Kind of like you.
turning defense into attack.
Yeah. Brilliant. But I would say another interesting thing about City is just their depth too. Whereas if someone gets injured, they have class coming right in.
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool doesn't necessarily have that. And then both teams will be in Champions League, so I think that plays a factor. Obviously, Champions League affects Premier League teams quite.
Who's City's matchup?
I
know Liverpool is Bayern.
Yeah, is City PSG? I don't know.
I think United. I thought United was playing.
Yeah, United's PSG. But I think Champions League, it could end up being one team goes farther in Champions League and the other team ends up winning the title because just where your focus is.
Yeah.
As a Premier League team, what would you focus more on? Would you focus on the Champions League or?
Of those teams, I think they have to focus on winning the league.
I think Liverpool definitely goes league.
Yeah. I would say City. I could be Champions League because
it could be.
That's Pep's thing. So maybe he wants. Maybe it's a little personal for him too.
That was a big focus for them last season, actually.
Right.
Despite the fact that they were
because they're
by Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys have watched the documentary or part of it? You have. Have you watched The City?
I refuse to watch it after you watched it. You wouldn't stop talking about it.
It was good. But I think Pep does really demand. He both empowers his players, but also demands a lot out of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Klopp does that too. It'll be interesting to talk about who you guys think is the better manager later in, but. What do you guys think about third place, since we're split on first and second?
I think Tottenham stays in third.
Tottenham stays in third?
I think so.
I think a big part of it is why Harry Kane is set to come back early March, and March 2nd is the North London Derby. So whether he's back for that or not is a big factor, I think.
I'm sure they'll try and push him in for that.
Definitely, but whether he can play a full 90 or whatever.
Also, assuming Dele isn't out for too long. Yeah. Right. I think they'll stay in third.
What do you think, Oliver?
Tottenham third, United fourth.
Yeah.
Chelsea just.
I think United will sneak in there too.
I have
be
United
honest.
fourth, Arsenal
fifth. You think Arsenal fourth?
No, United fourth, Arsenal fifth, Chelsea sixth.
It would be it would be classic Arsenal to get fourth, but I don't really see it.
Arsenal's way in Champions League this year is winning Europa.
I just think it's kind of funny with Arsenal fans, man, because they were right. Arsenal had a great start to the season, but then they started to win the league, blood. And then they started to fail. Now everyone's like Emery out, the team's shite, all this. I think Arsenal, as you look at the goal differential, though, they have 32 goals against.
Defensive issues.
It's really weird to watch them week to week because they'll have a week where they lose the game because of Xhaka, and then the next week they'll play fine and beat Chelsea 2-0.
Yeah.
So and you don't see any kind of flaws in their.
And their defense looks solid.
Well, you can't.
Koscielny played very well. I don't know if he's back fully, but he played well yesterday.
He was good.
But you can't win the Premier League with Xhaka in your midfield. No. It's just not going to happen. Torreira's good. He can stay. Guendouzi will develop. Yeah. But you need other players. And then Ozil's going to probably move on, it sounds like.
But he wants to stay, but Emery doesn't want him to stay.
Yeah.
They keep jockeying him because he's good looking. Make up for Guendouzi.
I was watching the Arsenal-Chelsea game, and there was a moment where El Neni, Guendouzi, and someone else had
Willian
the same running around on the field. Yeah.
Jeez. All right. And then so do you have your third is
Tottenham third.
Tottenham. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I kind of have belief in the spread between United and Tottenham is pretty far. Yeah, it's substantial.
7 points.
7 points, and then Chelsea and United is only 3 now. Chelsea and Tottenham is 4. I would say I like Chelsea, so I'm gonna say Chelsea third, United fourth, Tottenham fifth, Arsenal sixth. I just wasn't Tottenham's. I didn't watch the game today, but the result wasn't convincing for me. Although they did dominate the game.
I think
were they playing home or away?
Fulham played well.
Away.
They were playing away.
I think it's big for morale to get that first game, the first game after Harry Kane and Son go off as a win.
Yeah.
So if they can string together a couple results before they come up against
bigger clubs.
Yeah. Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yeah, the surprising thing for Chelsea for me was out of these 6 teams, they actually have scored the least amount of goals, which I wasn't really expecting because you think of Hazard, you think of they have quality and they play an attacking style.
Yeah.
He plays like I would say Chelsea play a kind of an in between Man City and then I guess none of these teams really play defensive, but they don't play like the all out attack as Man City and Liverpool do.
Right.
But they do. I like the way that Chelsea actually plays. I think it's kind of a mix between it's a mix between a direct and a possession-based game.
Yeah.
They're against Arsenal though. They really had like no creativity.
Yeah, it was.
One of the things that the pundits were saying in that game was that Alonso had like 6 goals this time last season or something, and this year he has 1. So they're losing a lot from his contribution.
I would say like Willian and Hazard, keep it a little slower. But if it's David Luiz and Pedro, we're going straight to goal. Same exact play.
Yeah. Also, Morata's finishing is questionable.
Yeah.
Okay. I trash on Morata every time I see him play.
Yeah.
Because when he first came to Chelsea, he was doing rather well, and then I don't want to ever see him start again.
Yeah. It's weird with him because he's definitely talented and he has quality, but his finishing is like. It's comparable to Raheem Sterling's a couple of years ago, where you just, but Morata looks like he's in control when he has like Raheem for a while. It didn't look like he would necessarily have like great control of his body or the ball, but Morata looks like he knows how to finish. He just can't find
He's a huge
corners.
confidence player.
He is a confidence player, and that's why he can't be your probably starting striker. He's someone who's you give him 10 minutes off the bench at the end of the game, maybe nicks one past the keeper.
And the weird thing is that his teams prior to being at Chelsea were Juventus and Real Madrid, and I don't think he was ever getting first team football enough to get that confidence going. So then Chelsea's kind of the lowest tier team he's played with. If that it's not even like a big drop off, but he still hasn't developed that confidence playing for like a Sevilla or something where he can get regular minutes.
Yeah, he's an interesting player just to watch going forward. Obviously, Chelsea now will be looking to move someone in during the probably not this transfer window, maybe Higuain, but that's
I heard Cavani as a potential signing, and I thought
in January
that sounded good to me, but I don't know.
I don't love Cavani.
I think that's
alright.
That's favorable to Higuain.
I think though
probably
what we see from people like Morata and then Aubameyang moving to the Prem is that the Premier League is probably the best league in the world because you see these guys who play well on a big stage in other places come in and they're still Aubameyang's still very good. So is Morata's still a decent. He's all right, but but they're not. They're not dominating the same way that they were before. I guess there wasn't really a question about Bundesliga and Premier League, but even the other leagues, I think the Premier League does demand the most out of players weekly.
Yeah, definitely on a physical level.
Yeah.
If anything. Like at least.
Yeah, Graham would fit well into the Premier League. Likes to get in for a nice hard challenge all the time.
Splat.
And then, anything else you guys want to cover in terms of? I guess we could talk Arsenal for a little bit. You want to start on Arsenal?
Played well yesterday. It's just too inconsistent.
Yeah. What do you think about Emery right now?
I don't really know what his relationship with Özil is, but I think him and the side would make our team better.
Yeah. I would.
Ramsey's going.
Yeah, Ramsey's played well this season.
He was very good against Chelsea.
But he wants to move. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
he's signed, I think.
Yeah.
They have him for the end of the year. Oh yeah, he's officially going to Juventus in the summer though.
I mean,
But-
he's never gonna play though. You think?
Well, no.
Juventus?
It's weird. Because he's not young.
Yeah.
He's not like amazing. He's
Welsh
good.
players going to Italy. That's just kind of weird to me. Like
Hot take.
I don't know. It's just there's something about. It seems like it's a move where he's trying to go somewhere for an easy trophy.
Yeah.
To me.
I think Arsenal.
Well, he's not winning the league at Arsenal anytime soon.
No. I think Arsenal's one player away from. I've said this a lot. Arsenal's one player away from.
They're a shock.
Okay, no, wait. I'd say 2 players away from being a title contender. Yeah, you need a center back like Liverpool got with Van Dijk. Someone like that who can hold it down, who's in control of the back line.
Matthias de Ligt from Ajax to Arsenal. That's a hot take.
I wouldn't know enough about
Is that because
it.
you just use him in FIFA?
Haven't played FIFA 19.
Oh, he plays Fortnite. Yeah.
Ninja! Mr. Gamer!
I'm seeing a lot of him because he's like 19 years old, likes to play with the ball at his feet, and I think he's a center back that would come in and provide a lot of composure and give the ability for them to play out the way Emery I think wants to.
Yeah.
And he's going to get picked up by a big club soon because he's proving himself to be one of the best defenders in Europe right now, and he's 19 years old. So.
Yeah.
Arsenal might have more defensive concerns with Bellerin potentially out for 9 months.
True.
That is also
that ACL snap.
Oh my, that was terrible. I think Bellerin's been playing really well too.
That was like his third game back or something.
When I watch Arsenal fan TV, they weren't just shouting about how Bellerin doesn't.
Bellerin blood.
Get back, blood. Wait.
Oi, Bellerin, bro.
Run.
But I think it's just a center back and then a defensive mid because Xhaka clearly cannot do what they need him to do. He's a liability for their team, and you need someone who can. Xhaka can't even really switch the ball well. Like
he often doesn't switch the ball because he doesn't receive the ball like open.
Yeah.
He often just takes one touch back inside.
And then
just
loses
kicks the
it
ball straight to another player on the other team.
On the other team.
And this is why he's not.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Bellerin has a career in modeling.
I don't know if you
soccer doesn't work
guys see the
out.
drift.
I didn't realize Bellerin had a little English accent.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. I saw this interview with Copa 90, and he had I was really surprised.
He's been in England for a long time now.
Oh yeah, since he's like young.
Remember when he was linked?
Isn't he a youth Arsenal player originally? Like,
I don't know.
U21 team.
Do you remember when he was linked to Barcelona a couple seasons back?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine how quickly you can kind of.
Yeah.
I think a 3-5-2 would work way better for them though, allowing Bellerin to have less of a defensive role.
Yeah, and Kolasinac, he doesn't defend.
Yeah, Kolasinac
He defended very well against Chelsea, and he didn't go forward.
But
as
if
much.
they could get a really good center back, paired with, I don't know, Koscielny and Mustafi,
Probably
Socrates, you can figure it out.
Arsenal needs a whole
Chambers.
They need a whole
Holding.
team renovation because Koscielny's getting on, and he's I'd say he's their best center back, but he's
they need Holding to come back.
Yeah, Holding needs to come back, and they need to remake that whole defense, I think.
Yeah.
A surprisingly decent defense for me is Tottenham, because that Alderweireld Vertonghen match is kind of like you don't really expect much out of them, but they're decent. Like they make it work. Yeah. They also have that young kid coming in. Did you see Foyth or whatever?
Foyth, yeah.
He's pretty good on the ball.
He's decent.
But he's not someone that's ready to play every weekend.
Not every weekend, no. But then Davinson Sanchez is actually pretty good as well. He's very fast.
You get this insight.
Very fast.
This is something that's striking about him. You see him getting back in one-on-ones, like running towards his own goal against players like Hazard and Rashford and stuff, and he'll get back and put a foot in and
Up them strides.
put a foot a lot. And one thing that surprised me about Vertonghen is his distribution is really good.
Yeah.
Today, I think he had an assist.
To be honest, though, one player that's for me overrated is Dele Alli. I think he's way overrated. I don't think he's that.
He
good,
was good
to be
when he
honest.
broke on the scene, but
his runs beyond whoever, usually it's Harry Kane, whoever is playing striker for Spurs. are really good, and he's scoring a lot of goals, getting in behind that last shoulder of the defenders.
Yeah,
I just-
like today's goal.
Yeah, today.
I just don't think he's like. He's not. Bad. I don't know.
But him paired with like Eriksson, Son, and Kane, they're gonna score
But he's a
goals.
fan favorite.
I don't think Dele Alli could be
He
the.
can dance, dude.
I don't
He
think.
sells jerseys.
Yeah. I don't think he could be like if England were to do well in the World Cup next time around. I don't think Dele Alli could be your best midfielder. I don't.
Yeah, well, he's not.
Like if you put him on,
They got Eric Dyer. They don't need more midfield.
If you put him on, I mean, I guess City is like probably one of the best teams in the world, if not the best.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say? I mean, I don't watch enough La Liga really, but what are even the standings? Do you know the standings right now in La Liga?
Isn't
Barcelona.
Barcelona's way ahead.
Isn't Real in like third or something?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
Real's been kind of trash.
Yeah,
to
they
be
just
honest.
started.
Sevilla's been playing well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's always like 3 or 4 teams there that are, but it's
Actually,
usually
yeah, where's
Barca.
Atletico?
Yeah, where's Atletico
Second.
at?
Oh, okay.
Second.
It's Barca on 43 points, Atletico on 41, Real Madrid on 36.
Only on 43. How many played? Like 21.
They've played. Barca has played 23.
Damn.
Or
what
no,
kind of
wait.
massive, bro?
19.
17 plus 2 is 19.
Yeah.
I don't count, guys. I can't do that.
Okay.
Just plays.
Yeah.
Like Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer, but
I don't count,
going,
bro.
I give going forward. As good as an attacker, I think.
All right. And then I guess Chelsea.
You lied there.
Chelsea. Do you guys have any insight on Chelsea? I mean,
They're going down.
you think they're going down?
Start Giroud
Wha-
every game.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're going down?
Because they
Just-
don't have a goal scorer.
Their lack of they have the players, but their lack of playmaking creativity yesterday was kind of just sad.
Yeah,
It was super flat.
I like Sorry, but he's I don't know.
A lot of something that that pundits keep talking about is goals from midfield that Chelsea is not getting right now.
It was a Jorginho, Conte, and
And Kovacic or Barkley.
Kovacic.
Barkley.
Conte has to play the 6.
Yeah, like
Conte is an attacking
It just
midfield.
goes-
It's just a waste of his
He
ability.
gives them a lot of mobility going forward, but
He's not a goal scorer.
No.
he only has 2 goals.
And he's not
I
a
think that's the
playmaker
most-
either.
I think he has more goals than Kovacic and Barkley. And those are the 2 in kind of that 10 position.
Mhm.
Yeah, Conte is definitely being misused. He needs
Yeah.
to get moved.
Well, they talked about it yesterday. Like Conte's getting misused and Hazard's getting misused.
And it's because Sarri brought Jorginho, who is his.
He just
that's
loves
his,
Jorginho.
That's his player. Like he had him in Napoli too, and he's just the guy that sits there and sprays passes.
But Conte is just. I mean, Conte. He's not necessarily the best holding midfielder in terms of switching the ball and being on
Yeah,
the ball,
no,
but he's
but-
still good at it.
And interceptions
And then
is
he's
Defensively.
defensively he's so good. He
Yeah.
protects. Like Chelsea's given up 19 goals, which is still
which
very
is
good.
third
But
fewest.
if you put Conte back there, I'm sure like 2, 3, 4 goals would have been prevented because of his ability
probably.
to win
Well,
the ball
that-
off of players.
If we think back to when they played against Spurs, when Son ran past Jorginho all the way down that line and then around David Luiz, he's not getting past Conte that easy.
Yeah.
So like that's a goal.
Also,
right?
Conte, the thing about him is by having that presence in the midfield as a holding player, he allows other players on Chelsea to get forward with
Yeah.
more confidence. So you can attack, if you have Conte sitting, you can have both fullbacks fly forward.
Yeah.
You can get everyone besides your 2 center backs and Conte in the attack.
Yeah.
And he's still, if he needs to pop out to get the ball, he still can.
Right.
But Jorginho is just not that player that Conte
It would
is.
be interesting to see what happened if they played with Conte as that holding midfielder and then Kovacic and Barkley.
Yeah.
And see if they get a little more production out of those.
Barkley's good, but he's just consistency with him. He's like,
Well, he's not getting minutes either.
yeah. But what about Loftus Cheek?
A little bit of
he's
loss.
dull. He's had some.
I think he's good off the bench for them.
Yeah.
6'3".
Hudson Odoi too.
Oh, yeah.
And then he looks like he might be taking Willian's spot in the next couple.
He came on.
I don't like Pedro. I don't know why people. I don't
You don't like Pedro?
I don't like him.
I was about to mention him. Center mid Pedro. Attacking mid Pedro.
To be honest, I don't even like him starting for them.
Really?
He is better as a sub. I think he's better as a sub.
If you change their formation, give him 2 holding, and he could be that number Pedro as a number 10.
2 holding is just. It's like basically playing with.
With Conte,
it's the same
it's
thing.
overkill.
Neither Conte or Jorginho is better suited as one of 2. They're both a single.
Then just
bid.
Yeah.
I mean, they have money to move. They have money to move people. So if I'm Chelsea, I'm going out to get an attacking mid right now, and
Well, you need a
probably
center
and you need a
forward.
forward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think center
Chelsea's a
forward might
project
be-
for next
Yeah.
year. I don't think you can expect any manager who's taken over this year to win the league.
No.
It's not top four. Chelsea should have expectations of top four. If you fall below top four though, you shouldn't be looking to move Sarri this summer.
No.
Same with Arsenal. They should be hoping to get top four. I mean, Arsenal's worse than Chelsea.
Well, coming in and he was undefeated in like 15 games or something, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, and that's a pretty good start for any manager in the Premier League, like for his first season in that league. So I don't think he needs to go in this summer or at all.
Yeah. No, it's definitely too early.
Yeah.
The last team I just want to talk about before we move on to the transfers is United. Obviously with the new
On the up and coming.
new manager, they've been playing really well. They've been playing actually excellent. It's fun to watch Manchester United again. They attack now. So, you want to start with United?
I'm just gonna. I'd probably just start gushing emotion. Rashford. Start with Rashford. When did he start scoring
Goals.
World class.
only top corners?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's really gone into him.
Do you think the players were holding back under Mourinho a little bit?
I think.
I think they were pissed off.
Yeah.
They just didn't feel. I feel like they didn't have that freedom to play the way they wanted to play an attacking
no.
Feel
style.
appreciated.
Yeah. Well, Pogba.
Well,
especially.
Pogba,
Yeah.
yeah, seeing what he can do
Apparently,
when he plays.
the new manager has spent a lot of one-on-one time with Rashford and finishing in front of goal.
Well, there was talks about Rashford maybe moving.
I don't think so.
They
now.
can't. They
No,
can't.
before
Yeah,
when
right,
Mourinho was there, there was
Well,
talks of him
everybody
going to
was-
Madrid.
There's
Everyone
talks of
was-
everybody.
I mean, Mourinho is toxic. Yeah, like he gets you. He does well with the players for a couple seasons, but he can't get the best out of them over a long period of time. And the fact that he wouldn't play Pogba, like you have to choose the player over the manager at the end of the day, unless it's someone who's been there for years.
If the
you would choose the manager over the player.
I mean, if the manager has proven to be successful there, then maybe you choose manager over player.
Well,
but
yeah.
Mourinho wasn't.
Yeah.
He's only been there for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mourinho needs like a set of players that like aren't as creative, so he can run his
Oh
style
yeah.
of play. Like he needs a certain set of players. You can't make.
Mourinho at Newcastle.
Make it happen.
make
Switch Rafa to.
Rafa's good. Rafa's
He's
good.
that's we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about him later
Newcastle,
too. Yeah. That's so funny.
They won 3-0 yesterday.
The True Jordan's
Yeah.
reaction to Newcastle is the best.
Be kidding me.
Fucking shite. Alright, let's go.
Jose Perez.
He's great.
Alright, let's run through our predicted standings for the end of the season,
Alright.
for the top 6, and then we'll move on to the transfer. You
All right.
wanna start?
Liverpool, City, Tottenham, United, Arsenal, Chelsea.
I'm gonna go City, Liverpool, Chelsea,
Whoa.
United, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Chelsea in third's a hot take. I'm going City, Liverpool. Oh, it's tough for me third and fourth between
Yeah.
want to say United or Spurs.
Tottenham.
Third is hard for me, but
So I'm gonna go just because of where they started in the beginning of the season. Or we're halfway through and it's so how it is. I'm gonna go Spurs third, United fourth, Arsenal, Chelsea.
United first. No, I'm going Liverpool. Liverpool, City, Spurs.
It's a
United.
lose whoever wins the league for you.
Yeah.
Liverpool or City.
whatever. United's getting top 4, so
Yeah.
Spurs
What-
are gonna
what did I
fall
say?
out of the top.
Spurs
Oh.
third. Wait.
United fourth.
United fourth. I'm going Arsenal fifth. Chelsea blah. Sixth.
Damn. All right. So next up we have transfer news because the transfer window just in general is going to close on January 31st of 2019, and just to start off with the basic news that we've already known about for a little while is Pulisic to Chelsea for next season. You guys want to talk about that just because he's
That's a lot of money.
Man? You don't think it's worth it? Bro,
Why
imagine
not?
he's gonna be the future. I mean, him and Hazard
Yeah.
on the wing is gonna be the future
And
there.
and also though, like I
Because
feel, I
William's
don't know.
getting up.
It's
well,
another of the same kind of player for Chelsea, though. Like I think that Hazard, Willian, Pedro, Hudson-Odoi, and Pulisic all play very similar kind of roles.
Do you think Hazard could move to the 9?
No.
You think-
I don't think he wants to play. He doesn't want to play
Yeah.
as a false.
But
Well, that's
do you-
not what he
Do you
is.
think he could though? I mean,
mean,
Willian and Pulisic up top. Imagine the pace. Like,
maybe Hauser
What-
as a 10 or something. But I don't think he leads a line very well because he wants to drop in.
Yeah, he
I
wants
guess
he wants to be on the
able to do
ball.
whatever
He wants to be
to.
so
Great
Yeah.
cutting in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that move we're just gonna have to wait and see. It really depends on what other player. I don't think it's a move where you look at it and like, oh, it's gonna change Chelsea's season.
I think
But he's gonna
Yeah.
be a good addition.
Yeah.
and also like for the money thing, I don't remember if I said this on the last podcast, but they're not just buying the player because they're gonna get a lot of American support now.
Yeah,
That's
sales.
that's
like-
a good point.
Yeah.
He's an investment.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's a waste of money if you don't bring in a center forward that can really create for
Yeah, they
them.
definitely need a center forward.
Because if you have Pulisic on one wing, you have Hazard on the other, and then you have someone who's
You have Olivier down the middle.
Diego Costa
I mean,
coming back to Chelsea.
He's gonna get good service. Whoever comes is gonna get good service.
Yeah.
So get someone who can put shots on target.
Next up, we have Fellaini rumored to go to
Get him
Monaco
out.
Cool.
on loan for the season.
Couldn't care less.
Playing
Yeah.
success fabric.
Honestly, I hope they. I don't want to
Under Thierry Henry.
Under Thierry Henry.
Fabregas is gonna be like just. Oh, he's gonna be so disappointed.
He's just gonna pass the ball and look away.
every time he gets the ball, he's gonna be like, oh my god. It's gonna cause Fabregas to retire for playing with Fellaini.
They're so slow.
Yeah.
He's so slow.
No, as a United fan, I want to see Fellaini be sold. I don't want to loan. Like, just get him out
Just
of the
get him out
club.
of
I think now he's got no point, no purpose
Yeah.
at United.
He also has-
Rather than being a meme.
And he cut his hair, so.
It's
It's
Yeah.
not even memeable anymore.
He literally kills.
It's like you.
he literally kills like everything.
Every attack he's
Every
involved
attack because United wants to hit them with pace. Fellaini gets the ball, can't switch it, can't.
He doesn't really complete passes very well.
Yeah. So hopefully that one takes place as a sale, not a loan. Then Arnautovic to the Chinese
China.
league is expected. He's playing really well for the Hammers.
Yeah, that's
16 matches, 7 goals, 2 assists. But obviously he's gonna want money, the money.
Yeah,
So
that's a money move.
how old is he? Can you look that up, or someone look that up? Because if he's 30, age 30 plus, that sounds like a good move. But I would personally, I don't know. It's hard because the money at the Chinese league is so
He's kind of West Ham's best goal scorer right
in
now.
a while.
Yeah.
He's a
so-
good player.
I mean, it's interesting that he wants to go. He must not be
Expected to stay at West
He
Ham
is.
What? When did that?
8 hours ago from Sky Sports.
He's
He's expected to stay now.
He's 6'4".
Breaking news.
It's funny not.
He was
He's
born in
29.
'89. Yeah.
Well, we have breaking news on the Fergie Time podcast. Arnautovic is expected to stay. So
Per Sky Sports.
yeah, according to Sky Sports. But I think honestly that he's 29. I thought he was a little younger. I thought he was like 26. If he's 29, damn near move to the Chinese league. Couple more years, don't have to play as long. Make a lot of
They're
money.
asking for £50 million and they don't want to pay it.
Who? Oh, the Chinese.
Shanghai
Shanghai.
SIPG.
How much do you think his weekly wages would be if he went out to the Chinese league? Like Oscar? Like he's getting insane. He's getting insane
There's-
wages. Like
There's one team that has like Iniesta, David Villa.
Bro,
they all play
that's-
on the same team.
If that was
That's the Japanese league now.
no, that's a
That's
Chinese.
Chinese league.
Podolski and Iniesta.
Is that Japan?
That's Japan
I
league,
thought it was-
dog.
I have no clue.
I have no idea.
I've never watched.
Yeah.
Or I
I
don't plan on
should
it.
have worn the Japan jersey.
I think if I was Rooney though, I would go to the Chinese league and just play till I'm 40. To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make so much. I mean, I guess Rooney already has money, but if I was a Premier League player, I'd be gone forever. So, all right. Next up, we have. Oh yeah, and then as a result of this move that may not actually happen now,
He's so cool.
they were interested in this striker from Celta Vigo for 40. It said the club's demanding £44 million. And he has 9 goals
Is that
and
Iago
5
Aspas?
assists. Yeah, I think so.
Yikes.
West Ham is.
Yeah, West Ham is looking to get him, but
'Cause he
that's
did so
why
well
they're
at
probably
Liverpool.
demanding £50 million. Is because
I think
get
that's
a nice little player in return, make a little
probably
profit.
Good move.
That is a good
for
move.
West Ham.
I think that would be a great move. I don't think he'll produce the same way he is though.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little tougher.
His first go in the Premier League didn't go so well at Liverpool,
He already had him.
didn't he?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he played for someone. He played for someone.
Well, and then
Wait, who were talking?
doesn't West Ham have Lucas Perez now
Look that up
too?
real quick.
He was at Arsenal for.
Yeah, he was not very good.
No. He was
Where
supposed
we
to be
looking?
their big goal
Right
scorer.
here.
Ooh.
Just look up.
Arsenal have gone through so many strikers in the last couple seasons, and I think
Yeah.
they finally arrived at a good one with the ball in the air.
And then there was news on Twitter that Fred may be leaving United.
Oh no!
They're saying he's gotten less minutes than the mascot this year. So
He like started like 2 games.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like not even.
He probably has like 6
he's
appearances.
yeah, he was pretty bad. How old is he? He's like 19, 20, I
Go
think.
back to Ukraine.
He's
It's so
ageless.
weird that Brazilians end up in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like Shakhtar Donetsk has
First
become
the Welsh in
entirely
Italy.
Brazilians.
After they got Douglas Costa, it's, oh yeah, give me more Brazilian.
I think to be honest, I never see Fred ever really fitting into United. He
That was
seems
a
like
weird move.
he seems like a Brighton type of guy for me. Like I don't.
I think he seems like a Italy or Spain kind of guy.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see him playing ever on a good team in the Premier League.
Fred is
but
5'7".
how old is he?
Doesn't say. Oh, 25. 25.
25?
Yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, get him out of United. I think that's best for him too because how much he was like a £50 million signing.
He was
Insane.
overpriced.
Decided to forget.
I think that was
details.
a pan sign.
Next we have Monaco
Again?
with Batshuayi to Monaco.
That's a good
On
move.
loan.
I like that.
But Everton is going to try and swoop him for a £40 million
also be a good
pound
move.
bid. That's what they're about to offer. So I think Everton, that would be a great signing for them.
Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin's a good player, but
How is he? He's like 20.
Calvert-Lewin's really young, yeah.
Yeah.
Batshuayi is a good player. You could kind of mix and match them a little bit.
I think that would be a good move.
So, and Monaco's just after everyone. So,
Yeah. Well, I think they're sort of in a rebuilding period after losing. They had that good Champions League run and then lost all their best players to bigger teams.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva.
They're currently 19th.
Yeah, I think that's also.
Monaco?
Yeah.
A couple years
John's
ago,
like,
they
what,
were.
19?
They won like 3 years ago.
Yeah, they were playing brilliant. Oh, didn't that have?
So they about to go into the dominoes.
Mbappe?
There was a season where they won the French league and went really far in the Champions League when they had Mbappe, Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva's good.
And then everybody left.
Yeah, they're 38 points off the pace.
Has 2 left feet.
And he's young. Like you look at him, you don't think he's.
I still need to get a Have a
Kinda
Nice
a
shirt.
receiving
Have you seen that?
hairline.
The
Oh,
Have
yeah.
a Nice. You know about that, right?
Bernardo Silva's on it, like, cause he went on Copa 90 and
Oh.
did like an interview, and they got him to celebrate by doing that to the camera after he scored, and then they made a T-shirt out of it.
And then Gary Cahill to Fulham he's at Chelsea right now.
Cool.
Hey,
Not
what's the
getting
point?
Who cares? Fulham's just doing anything they can to remain in the
To
top
stay
flight.
relevant.
Because if they drop down, sales go down, everything goes down.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be pissed after spending so much money
They're
this
in
summer.
19th now too.
It's pretty sad. I thought they were gonna do decent. I thought they could have been
well, they started
top half
hot,
of the
didn't they?
table.
Soft spot for Fulham.
Yeah.
I've been to the, what is it called?
Craven.
Craven Cottage.
I saw them play City back in 2007.
I heard somebody say
Crazy.
nobody's craving the cottage.
Back when City had, like, their best player was Bocanegra.
And then we have the last one we have a little more news, but Liverpool are gonna bid for Benfica's striker,
Jonas.
João Felix. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name wrong. I know you're watching. So.
Yeah.
He's 19 and he has £100 million pound release clause, so he must.
Yikes.
he must be pretty special. Apparently, Liverpool's offering around 50 million. Any takes on that, Graham?
That's interesting.
It is interesting to hear that. I've never actually seen him play. I didn't even know who he was until.
Who is this? What's his FIFA rating?
He's about as relevant as me.
What's his potential?
What's his potential career mode?
But he must be a pretty good player if the release clause.
I mean, must
yeah.
Or he's just their best young talent, so they're like, let's
Zhao.
hold him if we can.
But if Liverpool's after him, I mean, Liverpool's got
Felix,
talent.
yeah.
I know it's weird that they are looking for more strikers because they have kind of four reliable.
Well, that is a
scorers.
sus headline. Liverpool 60 million João Felix bid rejected by Benfica as Jurgen Klopp chases team.
Is that the Daily Mail?
Not the Sun.
Oh, no, same thing. Really.
Yeah, so-
London tabloid.
Another tablet.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
those.
was chasing his Portuguese team. It was.
Oh
he looks
my
like he's
gosh.
12 years old. Look at his face. I don't know if you. It looks like.
Sorry, what happened to Odegaard?
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
working
Nine to
McDonald's.
five.
Oh,
Poor guy.
jeez. He was
I think
like,
it was a bad sign. Like when he was 17 and they subbed him on for Ronaldo, I think the pressure might have got to him a little bit.
yeah. All right, let's move on to Wayne Rooney was quoted saying, "Sign Pochettino and go all out for him." What do you guys think about
For United or
Pochettino
Yeah,
to United?
To United. Is like, what's his situation with Spurs? Like, why doesn't he just stay?
Well,
They're finally
he was
doing well.
Unhappy for some reason. I think they don't have a stadium. They don't have any money, so there's some discontent there. But it's also their best start to a Premier League.
Yeah,
campaign
like they're
ever.
finally doing well.
Yeah. So like it's weird because they're doing as well as they can, the best they've ever done, and they're still not winning anything this season.
Yeah.
So, like I think that's kind of what
Yeah.
it comes down to.
The Spurs board is pretty cheap in terms of not letting him really
Their
sign.
new
who he-
stadium is like $1 billion, I think.
Just let him out of left pocket.
There's Arsenal fans saying Spurs should be deducted 10 points because they don't have their stadium ready. They made a petition.
Yeah, that sounds
Typical Arsenal. I think it was like robbing Cloud the Gunner or something.
Man.
But that's hilarious. But I think, I don't know. As a United fan, we need to see the season play out. See if it's just a new manager vibe or whether this is real. And
He's like a lone manager, right?
Interim, yeah.
I
Why?
feel
Why?
like they're gonna
They should
if this
re-sign
keeps up,
him.
They're gonna
keep him.
Yeah.
There is the threat of him just coming in and being different from Mourinho, so all the players are kind of reinvigorated, and then at the end of this season, maybe the beginning of next season, we'll kind of see how good of a manager. he
But the
actually
way
is.
he's empowered Rashford and those kind of
And
players,
Pogba.
like they're Rashford's playing amazing, but
But
Martial's
I
playing
mean,
amazing.
Any manager could do that over Mourinho, right? Because they could like come in and just free him up a little bit. Because
they could just say
Pogba-
play.
Graham can do it. Graham's confident he can come in.
Yeah.
Pogba would tackle to the back four and
Word.
Marcus Rashford,
Put a definition
like,
up on
probably
screen.
hadn't had a shot in a couple weeks. Like,
Yeah, I like what he's doing.
think
Obviously, as long as they keep winning, no one's gonna have any issues.
Yeah.
I think that everybody was unhappy because nobody was. They
No
weren't
one was
letting
happy.
Any of their real attacking players attack.
Their
And
backline
so
still needs
anybody,
work.
they still don't have a good defense, but I think they're making up for it right now because they're scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah, I would say wait and see, and in the summer if Pochettino's out there, just depending on. I mean, if United get to top 4, you got to keep him for next season for sure. If not though, if United aren't top 4, I would say go out for Pochettino, because I know
United
top-
also needs center backs.
yeah, United has a lot of work to
Phil
do in
Jones
terms of
and
signing
Eric Bailly are
players.
Probably not going to win a title.
Where has Pochettino? He hasn't coached in the Premier League besides Tottenham though.
No, he started out at Southampton.
Did he?
Yeah.
So he is proven in terms of multiple clubs. He just
But
hasn't
no
won anything.
trophies.
Yeah, we're about to go into that right now. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Ozil and Arsenal, their relationship. What do you think the club should do? What do you think Ozil should do? Do you have any?
I think if he's not getting minutes, he should leave.
Because Emery wants him out. They
Yeah.
reported that Emery said, "I want him
Yeah.
to be gone," and then Ozil is reported saying through
That he
his
wants to
that he
stay.
wants to stay at
He
the
likes,
club.
yeah, he likes being in London, and I think the fans. He kind of has a love-hate relationship with the fans because they want to see him work harder, but
Yeah,
they
but
also he's
like
very good.
when he's good, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's weird with him because I feel like he's also one of those players where you don't necessarily, he's working hard, but it doesn't necessarily show. He's not a physical fast presence
Right,
on the
right,
field
Yeah.
where he's working hard, but it's on like details and it's on little things and moving the ball. I would say Graham's a hard worker on the field, like you can tell, but there's definitely guys I've even played with where coaches don't think they're working hard, but they really are. You just
No.
oh, we're not. No.
Oh, we roasted?
cut.
That might have to get cut, but We're not talking about.
Yikes.
I wasn't thinking Thomas anyways, but I would say that it's really important for. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to do. I think they should move on from him because there's so much hate within the club. But if they could, if Emery
It's been a
could get
rough year for him with Germany.
Yeah, I don't want to see him go to China.
I want to see him
Turkey
stay in the
or-
Premier League.
He actually might go to Turkey.
I think he
That's
needs
interesting.
To where?
Turkey, because he's Turkish.
I think he needs to find a new home within the Premier League. Like where do you think he would go if he wouldn't go to
I don't know if
Chelsea?
any club wants him in the Premier League now.
You don't think so? But
I
he's
mean-
quality. He is a good
He is.
player.
Yeah.
Looking
Like
at
Emery just says like, besides the work ethic thing, he says he doesn't fit with how he wants
I
to
don't know
play.
where he fits in.
But
for
I don't know. I think if you have a player like that, you can try to adapt.
I mean, he's better than lots of midfielders out there in terms
Yeah.
of the other top
he's
six.
kind of been stuck between like left, like outside midfield and 10 for a long
Yeah.
time now because he doesn't have the discipline maybe to stay in as a center midfielder, but he's not really fast enough to play on the wing.
Yeah.
So he doesn't maybe fit into a clear position at an Arsenal, and I'm not really sure where he goes.
I mean,
China.
City.
Yeah, I was about
Not
to say
City.
Manchester City.
Not City.
Just
City just
sit on the
just so
bench.
other people can't
Yeah.
get in.
He's probably good enough to go to like. I mean, he's a World Cup winner.
He could go to
Champions League
Liverpool.
winner.
Who's playing?
When
who's playing
he's
at
on-
Liverpool?
I don't really like. It's Wijnaldum and.
Yeah, he could go to Liverpool.
Milner.
Dude, imagine.
But imagine how much that signing is. How much do you think he would go for?
Not as much
Only
as
like 50.
yeah.
60.
50.
I'd say.
He's 29.
Who's
Maybe 30.
Gary Cale's about to go for 40,
No, he's not.
and then
I got gray hair, dude.
Ozil's gonna go for 50.
Minus $1 million for every
You're
gray hair
tripping,
on his
dog.
eye.
I mean,
75.
I think Ozil's
No
peaked.
way.
He's peaked though.
Yeah.
Like
60 at least. You're tripping at 50.
Yeah.
Gary,
They're gonna, yeah.
they're about to. Who else is about to
Yeah,
get? The
because-
Celta Vigo striker's about to get 44.
yeah, I guess the market's kind of inflated.
Look at the market's insane. How much Pogba got 100? And that was
Yeah.
like a couple of years back. I mean, he's not on Pogba's level, but he probably could get 75. It's a club could,
Maybe yeah.
but that
And
would
then
be going somewhere else.
That goes
no
straight into
Premier
center
League
backs.
club will offer
He's
him
not. He's not
75 for him.
going to. Like, he's gonna stay. If he stays in the Premier League, he's gonna stay in the top 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see
Everton.
I don't see him breaking into any teams in the top 6.
What's the
and-
money?
and providing something different.
Give him like, what's he on, like 400 something a week?
300, 300 to 200 a week.
Spurs.
No, I swear I just heard he's on like 400 something.
He's Arsenal's highest paid player, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
He reminds me of Dele Alli, except doesn't like have that same pressure in terms of working hard.
The headers doesn't.
Yeah, it
make
doesn't.
runs beyond the strike.
But he's more talented than Dele Alli with
Yeah.
the ball. Like he's better on the ball.
I think, yeah. He paid so much money. That was last year. I couldn't even find his
Well, how much was he making last year?
15.6 million.
That's crazy. Baseball players get paid more though.
15.6. Yeah,
What? That's pounds. That was pounds.
Oh, okay.
still more.
Okay, it's.
All right. Do you guys wanna So, do you guys wanna just run through and Ozil in or out of Arsenal? What do you think? As Arsenal, if you're the club, what do you want to do?
If I'm the club, he has to go.
Yeah, I would say leave.
I'd like to see him play, but
I'd like to see him stay and play, but I don't think he.
if Ramsey goes and he can play in front of the two.
If
solid
Ramsey is
midfielders-
taking Ozil's time right now, there's a problem.
Does Ozil have an injury history, or is it just this season?
He's like injured and then doesn't come back into the team right away because he doesn't show desire to get in the team. I
Yeah.
think at training and stuff like that. He was hurt and then he's still out from what was an injury a couple weeks ago. I think.
Yeah, Emery says like he hasn't super healed. Which I don't know if that's just his excuse for not playing him.
Yeah.
Him and Emery have had issues. Ozil
Yeah.
stormed out earlier in the season, so there is a definitely
I think he's got a bit more of an ego than we see.
probably
on the field.
he's pretty quiet in intervie's on the field, that kind of thing. But maybe he's
I
feeling
think
himself a
he
little
knows-
more, and
I think he
within
knows
the
that he's kind of
Looking like
world
this.
class. Like, he's been at the top of football, so he knows what he's worth. But
Yeah.
yeah. What about you? In or out? Come to United.
Man.
he's similar
Nah, nah, he's
player to
so-
Juan Mata actually, in a way. Left-footed.
Except he's way better. Juan Mata's good, but he's way better than Mata.
Yeah, I say, I want to see him play, but if he's gonna, piss about,
Sit on
he's
the
gotta
bench
go.
with his parka and his thing like.
Yeah.
You can see his eyes. Just
All right, last topic before we end it off. Best manager in the Premier League right now. So I've got a list of managers that I thought were worthy And then if you guys want to add anyone, let me know. So we're going to start off with Guardiola. And I'm going to say win percentage. Obviously, some of these guys, this is their first year. But I just wanted to throw them in because they're managing some of the big clubs we're talking about. So we have Pep with a 73% win percentage. He's been here for
pretty good.
3 years, and that's pretty insane. So he has a large enough sample size to say that's quality.
Definitely good.
You have Klopp with a 58 win percentage.
That seems low.
Yeah, it's not as great as you expected.
I guess
his early years.
Well,
weren't
he's been here a
amazing.
while, yeah.
And then you have Pochettino with a 54% win percentage. You have Sarri coming in this year with a 61% win percentage. It's his first season, so you can't even say he's near the best.
Yeah.
You have Emery with a 57% win percentage. Chris Hughton from Brighton, if you guys didn't know who that was. He has a 26% win percentage. But there's a little interesting story behind that I guess I'll just say right now.
Yeah.
So when he took over Brighton in 2014, the 2014-2015 season, they were 20th in the championship, near relegation. And since then, he's taken them all the way up to 13th in the Premier League. So there is something to say for that. I think it's been about four seasons now.
It's also the managers that we associate with or being the best managers are also the ones at the
Biggest
the
club.
best players.
Yeah. Well, so like Pep and Jurgen have been given the money to build the team
Yeah,
they
but
want.
But do you think so? That's interesting because Pep, his system is so much about being technical, really good players, being good on the ball, all this stuff. Do you think he could come into a club like Brighton and make a difference because he wouldn't have the money to spend to get these kind of players?
There's no doubt that he improves his players, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't be contending for any challenge.
Not until he got money.
Do you think he could do what Chris Hughton does at Brighton?
Yes, I think he could bring a team up, but I don't. Yeah, but
I think it's hard though because
he's been given over $1 billion to play with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just saw something. That's what Jose Mourinho was complaining about. Like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, like they weren't good. Well, Pep's sort of different, but like with Klopp, his first couple seasons at Liverpool, he wasn't doing much, and then they gave him a bunch of money, they gave him a bunch of confidence and trust, and look where he is now.
Mourinho got money from day one though. Mourinho needs.
Yeah, he just complains about everything.
Show some respect. He walks out with respect.
But yeah, I think that was an interesting story, so I added it in there. And then we have Rafa Benitez, absolute legend.
I should have brought my glasses. I could have done it.
He has a 50% win percentage. It was interesting. I was looking it up. He had like a 57% win percentage. Obviously, Newcastle's going to bring down your win percentage. He had a 57% win percentage while at Liverpool. So his statistics were similar to Klopp. He actually some trophies for the managers.
Manager when they had Gerrard and Suarez, right? So,
Yeah.
Guardiola has won the Premier League title, the EFL Cup, the FA Community Shield. Klopp, no trophies. Pochettino, no trophies. Sarri and Emery, first season, no trophies. Hughton has won the. I think he won the Football League Championship with Newcastle, and then you have Rafa Benitez, who's won a Premier League title with Liverpool, an FA Cup with Liverpool, UEFA Cup with Liverpool, English Super Cup with Liverpool, and then a Europa League with Chelsea.
God.
So
Wow.
Rafa is definitely has the most trophies out of the group in terms of. I guess
he's the.
it's been a while since
he's
he's.
the longest.
Yeah, he's done an okay job at Newcastle. They defend very well. They defend very well. They just don't have an attacking threat up top. Like
Ansu's been kind of nasty.
I mean,
he doesn't really have much help, but
yeah.
they attack.
And
with, like, one
the
player at a
board
time.
Newcastle should have decent money. Fans come to their games. They've been good in the past. I mean, it's been a while
It's
now.
the owner. The Newcastle.
Yeah, the owner is terrible. They should be making. I mean, they should be a top half of the table team.
Yeah.
They have enough money, and if they just let Rafa take over.
Well,
I think Rafa's going to step down because this is basically as far as he can take them. They're one spot above being relegated. After the season, if they don't, I think he would step down because he's doing everything he can with the group of players they're giving him.
Yeah.
Like you have, I mean, Yedlin is like they're just all
fast.
fast.
Fair point.
That's a hot take right there.
Hot take.
DeAndre Yedlin is fast. You can quote
Really
all of that. So do you guys have a manager that stands out for you as the best manager?
Well, I think that the way that Pochettino handles players I've watched an interview where somebody was talking about it, and he has like a personal emotional relationship with each and every player, so that he can get them performing the best they can, and he helps them with off the field stuff. But I think that a lot of managers are kind of doing that. I've heard some pretty good things about Pep, obviously, and also some pretty nasty things about Pep. Like he's pretty harsh on these players, but he gets the best out of them. So.
Well, for me, it's between Pep and Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Just
That's
because
fair,
I really like coaches and managers who like
Win.
are really animated and like are trying to show you
That they care.
and like they're
Jurgen Klopp definitely does that.
yeah. And I'm just more inclined to like those type of managers versus the ones that are kind of.
Did you guys see the Merseyside derby where Klopp ran
Ran
out
on the
onto the
field?
field?
Yeah.
Bro.
That's like insane. That's so awesome.
When Liverpool, I don't remember who they were playing. I think it was City. But he was like, when they scored, he was so excited. He like didn't know what to do, and he reached into his pocket and he pulled out a water bottle. He like pulled like started using on. He was just like.
For me, it depends. It's gonna depend on what Klopp does this season. If they don't win the league, though, I think that's another hit on his kind of legacy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I would
They
say,
should have won Champions League last season.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if Karius.
oh,
if they had Alisson last season, I think they win that final. In a one.
I disagree.
Reminds me that I have to buy
Well,
him for my ultimate team. Thanks for reminding me.
Two of the goals were goalkeeping mistakes, and Liverpool had chances.
Yeah, it's for me. It's probably between Roth. No, I'm just kidding. Pep and I guess
Roy Hodgson.
Klopp because
Yeah.
Pochettino hasn't won any trophies, so
Yeah.
Emery's unproven. He didn't do great at. I mean, if we're looking only at the Premier League stuff, it's kind of hard to determine with the other guys. But Emery was not great at PSG.
Yeah.
Like he had issues.
He only had a
control-
season, I think.
He couldn't
At
control.
Sevilla though.
He was good at Sevilla.
Yeah.
He won the Europa
Yeah.
He
League.
couldn't control. He couldn't control Neymar.
Nobody can control me.
They couldn't control Cavani. Like it was a kind of mess last year. But with Arsenal, he doesn't have anyone of that quality, and I think maybe I guess Ozil may have that
that's
ego.
the closest thing we're seeing to that problem.
but he's trying to get rid of him. So I
Yeah.
think he kind of learned his lesson a little
Yeah,
bit.
maybe.
I would say my top three. I guess I got to go with Pep because that win percentage is insane.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
People said
Two
it was a
and half.
failure after his first year, and he got like top four or something.
Well, he had Aguero and De Bruyne, but he was playing Kolarov at left back and Zabaleta at right back. And
It shows though that you need. It shows like you need at least a season or two to get the kind of
Yeah.
side you want in there. If you give a manager like a season, it's not gonna work
Yeah,
out.
if you give him 3 years and $1 billion.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that,
City's board is so quick to make any
City's
decision
board
they
is
want.
so
Oh yes,
rich.
Pep, anything for you.
Like Laporte, like
I mean,
it's insane the
they're
kind
owned
of
by a sheikh,
quality
like-
company. Like it's insane.
I think
So-
that he came in with such a clear vision. That's kind of him and Klopp. They have players on the market that they see, and they think that like he'll play my style.
Yeah.
I think the difference between the lower tier managers in terms of like their club and then the high tier is to be honest, I don't think Guardiola could go down and do what Houghton does, and I don't think Houghton could come up and do what Guardiola does. I think because
I think if you give
It's-
Houghton City's team, they still are.
but I don't think
managers
he can
to
do what they do because
he
he doesn't. His style is probably a little
He
different.
doesn't know what to play.
Yeah, he's used to like getting
Players.
less talented players to get together and try to make a goal.
I mean, in
Yeah.
theory, they all know the game to the point where they could adjust to play to keep City going like that.
But Brighton's definitely playing a different style than City. Like Brighton's probably. I haven't. Honestly, I haven't really watched Brighton.
Izquierdo's like injured. Is he?
Who?
I don't know.
Izquierdo? He was playing last season.
Yeah, he's
nice.
the one player I know from Brighton.
Brighton is gonna just be compact, sit in, counter, that kind of thing. And obviously, if you do that with City, they're not gonna be nearly as good.
It'd be funny to watch. I mean, City would probably be
Like they'd
pretty
be good, but they
counter-attacking
wouldn't.
team.
Yeah.
And then
Sterling is
if you
solid.
have Pep come down, he's gonna be like trying to get these guys to move the ball, and they're gonna be okay, but they're not gonna be
I mean,
moving
the
it.
impression I get from Pep is that he would be smart enough to.
Do you think he would adjust?
Change things,
The
but
thing is, he's always managed at
but
such
he
a
would-
high
I think
level
he'd
that
be
he
very
hasn't had to
frustrated
adjust.
because he has not had like worse players than that first year at City. Like that's probably the worst team he's ever coached.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I guess it's been about an hour now. So do you guys want to wrap this up?
I thought it was 2 hours.
Want to go through your top 3 managers and maybe a little reason why for each one?
I mean, I think we've already covered everything. I'd probably just go Pep and Klopp. Just stick with those two.
Those two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go Pep, Klopp, and then Pochettino. The other ones aren't proven, so.
Well, yeah.
But if I was
Time will tell about those.
If I was a mid-tier club, like if I was a Leicester, if I was a Everton, I mean Everton has just got a new manager, right?
Oh, Portuguese guy?
Yeah, he's been doing really well. But if I was like a mid-tier club that's always usually around somewhere from 6 to 10, I would be looking to go get a Rafa Benitez. Because he's coached at a level where if you give him decent players, he can bring the best out of them.
Like, even Gerrard and Lampard are starting their managerial
No.
careers in Scotland.
Oh yeah,
And
Gerrard
I
is.
think, I think they're kind of grooming themselves to.
Gerrard has done a good job
team.
with
Aren't they leading the league?
Gerrard's with Rangers right now.
Yeah.
He did a great job. I think that was the first time in
They won
years
the Old
that
Firm.
they won the old firm. That was insane. So, you got anyone?
I think Pep for his mind and Klopp for his passion.
Yeah. Not Pep and Klopp. I'm going Klopp and Pep.
So you think Klopp's better than Pep, or do you just like him more?
I mean, the more emotion, like, the more I'm going to like them.
And those teeth.
And for the...
Yeah.
And third, Nuno Espirito Santo, because Wolves are, 8th place?
Yeah.
7th place?
How long has
Like,
he been there though? Like,
not
do you
that-
think?
Is this his
Do you think he
first
can
year or
sustain it next year? That's
He
why I didn't put him
came
on
in
the list.
2017.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So we brought them up.
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like when I've seen Wolves play, they've not all the time, but they're playing with like this confidence of like, what are you doing? You're Wolves. Like,
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be like.
You're not supposed to be that good, yeah.
With like all this heart and passion, like what do you do?
Yeah. Wait,
And
isn't
so, like the
do
fact
they have
that they
Tardini
do
or
that.
is that Watford?
That's
Watford.
That's
They have
They have a similar badge.
they have the Acosta guy and
Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
He's rumored to go to Arsenal.
Moutinho makes it happen. He's Ozil to Wolves.
So I think we'll wrap it up on that note right there. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are interested in coming on the podcast, please let me know. Always looking to have new guests on. Whether you want to talk sports, music, whatever. We're gonna have Storko on for a music one probably later. That'll be fun when he gets back. And then
Yeah, check out my album.
yeah, shout yourself out if you want. It's good.
Hey man, it's on Spotify, iTunes app, everything.
Yeah.
Storko, just look it up.
And then go follow me on Instagram at the Fergie Time Podcast. Always updating you guys with the most interesting sports news and updates on the podcast and stuff. I'm gonna be looking to branch out, maybe a little vlogging here and there.
Okay. New
Maybe
camera.
different type of videos. Yeah, we got. And I'm gonna be talking the new setup too. I want to do a video on the setup for my podcast. So just smash the like button.
Smash that shit.
How many likes? How many likes are we talking today, Graham?
Bro, he was swearing? What?
42.
42?
42 likes. We'll see what we can do. Last time it's got 29.
I got like 13, 14 accounts.
I was thinking like 580.
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 YouTube accounts,
He smashed 600,000 likes.
600,000 likes.
Before the next video.
See you guys next week.
Giveaway.
And peace.
Huge
Huge giveaway.